Chapter 3. The story I kept running from. I did not sleep that night. Not because of fear, but because of recognition. The kind that sits on your chest and refuses to move. The photo lay on my screen like evidence, not of a crime, but of a truth I buried so carefully I almost convinced myself it never existed. Running is an interesting thing. You don't always pack bags. You don't always change cities. Sometimes you run by becoming successful, by becoming strong, by becoming fine. I ran by building a version of myself that didn't ask questions. I ran by smiling in rooms where my spirit felt unsettled, by agreeing with narratives that never fully fit, by silencing the small voice that whispered, "This is not the whole story." The hardest thing to admit is this: I wasn't afraid of the truth. I was afraid of what it would change. Because if the story I had memorized was incomplete, then who had I been all these years? Who was I defending? I told myself I was protecting my peace. But peace built on avoidance is just quiet denial. And denial is exhausting. That night, I realized something painful. I had been loyal to a version of my life that required me to stay small, to not dig, to not question, to not remember too clearly. I thought I was surviving, but survival and identity are not the same thing. Survival keeps you alive. Identity makes you whole. For years, I chose survival. I ran from conversations, from dates that didn't align, from gaps in timelines, from the way certain names made my heart ache for reasons I could not explain. I called it moving on, but you cannot move on from something you never fully faced. And now it was facing me. 7 words. You deserve to know who you are. Deserve. That word broke me open, because somewhere deep inside, I had convinced myself that knowing would cost too much. Cost stability. Cost relationships. Cost the fragile structure of normal. But what if not knowing was costing more? The next morning, I looked at myself in the mirror longer than usual. Not to fix my hair, not to check my face, but to search. Who are you when you stop running? I saw strength, yes, but I also saw a child who learned early that some questions are dangerous. A child who adapted quickly, who read the room, who chose harmony over honesty. And suddenly I felt compassion for her. Maybe she ran because she did not feel safe to stay. Maybe I ran because I inherited her fear. Tears came then. Not dramatic, not loud, just steady. Grief for the years spent protecting a story that was never fully mine. And yet, beneath the grief was something unexpected. Relief. Because when you stop running, you finally get to turn around. And when I turned around, I realized the truth was not chasing me to destroy me. It was calling me home. That afternoon, I picked up my phone. My hands trembled. Not because I didn't know what I was doing, but because I did. Running had kept me safe, but truth was calling me forward. And forward requires courage. So I whispered again, "God, if this is the road back to myself, walk it with me." The silence that followed was not empty. It was sacred. For the first time in my life, I was not running from my story. I was about to meet it. And something told me, this time I would not look away.